This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
All right, we'll attack and dominate here on a Wednesday. I'm Tito, Jeff Thitoff. To my left, Bobby Carpenter. Over there, Bodie Wells. Good morning, Bob. How are you today?
Good morning, Thitoff. I am doing well, sir. Doing very well indeed.
Got a big show lined up for you today. Lots to talk about. Also, we're going to have Adam Jardy join us in the second hour at around 7:20. Talks about Ohio State's got a men's basketball team, got a big recruit. We're going to talk about that. Also, a weird rule in college basketball. I'm going to bring up to him and see what kind of reaction he maybe has gotten on that, if any yet. The NHL last night, Jackets beat the Stars 5-1. We had NBA action last night. Bob, did you catch any of it?
Zero.
Zero
Desire to do it, too. So I don't feel like I missed out on anything, Thitoff.
It looks like we missed some good games. I mean, the Rockets and Thunder went to double overtime. Thunder won that one 125-124. Golden State beat the Lakers 119-109 despite a huge game by Luka Doncic. Doncic had 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in that
LeBron
game.
play?
LeBron did not play. He's going to miss the first couple of weeks at least.
Yeah.
Sciatica.
Exactly. Old man back.
Old man back's what he got. That's right. By the way, we are sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin, Event Risk Elite Protection. You got the 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. You can hear a replay of this show on 1460 a.m. The Fan 2. Ooh, almost did it there, Bodie. 1 to 3 p.m. Also catch us live on Twitter and Facebook now as well. I think I covered all my bases. Yes, I did. Bob, are you ready to make people smarter?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, General, work your magic.
Oh, boy. We have got It is Wednesday, October 22nd, the 295th day of the year. And with that, only 70 days remaining in this 2025. This date's 1746. College of New Jersey receives its charter, one of the older universities in the country. You know what the College of New Jersey now refers to itself as?
I believe they call themselves one of the bottom feeders of the Big Ten, Rutgers.
That's zero chance. It is Princeton.
Same thing.
Close, but not really. I think the folks at Princeton would probably take umbrage with that. This day, 1836, Sam Houston is inaugurated as the first president of Texas. And instead of going through the rudimentary task of asking you to define the 6 flags over Texas again,
Don't do that again. Nope.
No. Do you think we could remember them, though?
I think one's Mexico.
That is true.
Yeah, one's Texas.
That's true.
There you go.
You got the current flag, so you got that going for you.
You got the United States flag. It's one of the 6 that flew over there also. Yeah,
Yeah, the Confederacy, Spain, and France. There you go.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have gotten Spain. I might have gotten France. I wouldn't have gotten Spain.
Spain used to occupy Mexico,
Correct.
So that's probably where that came from.
And then they built the roller coaster.
This date, 1879, Thomas Edison tests his first incandescent light bulb. Lasts for 13 and a half hours, which we've got slightly more life today. This date, 1934, in East Liverpool, Ohio. You know where East Liverpool is, Thitoff?
East Liverpool, like it's up around the Canton area, isn't it? Is it close that way?
I think it's on the east side.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive. I think it's close to the river, if I'm not mistaken. It's on a river. What river is that? It's on the Ohio River. So, yes, very east, if you will. It would be, just north of Steubenville right there. So, just over on the east side. You see, I thought I've seen the sign driving over to Pittsburgh before. FBI guns down the noted gangster Pretty Boy Floyd. And then this date, 1962, things got serious in the United States and across the world as the 35th president, John F. Kennedy. Is that correct, Bodie?
Yes, that sounds right.
Orders the blockade of Cuba after talking with one of the prior presidents, Dwight D. Eisenhower, regarding the ballistic missile silos which were being erected in Cuba.
Shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States, requiring a full retaliatory response upon the Soviet Union. I call upon Chairman Khrushchev to halt and eliminate this clandestine, reckless, and provocative threat to world peace and to stable relations between our two nations. I call upon him further to abandon this course of world domination and to join in an historic effort to end the perilous arms race and to transform the history of man. Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved.
There we go. Attack anywhere in the Western Hemisphere, Bodie. It's like attack on the United States. JFK coming strong right there with that. This day, 1966, Bobby Orr, one of the legendary NHLers of all time, scores his first NHL goal. 1967, Joe DiMaggio on this date is hired as the vice president of the Oakland A's. I didn't realize he worked with them.
Who was that? I'm sorry, say it again.
Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, DiMaggio. Yeah, he did. He was from that area. No, I was
reading
checking
some stuff.
I saw something for the coming up. Yeah, Joe DiMaggio came up with the San Francisco Seals is where he, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the minor leagues, he has a 61 game hitting streak for them.
Sounds even better than
56.
56. This date, 1976, though, one of my favorites, classic by Bob Seger, Those Night Moves.
Working on mysteries without any clues. Working on our night moves. Trying to make some front page driving news. Working on our night moves.
I tell you, that's got to be one of the greatest songs of all time.
Oh, it's terrific. There's a lot of Bob Seger and Forrest Gump, I feel like. I feel like Night Moves is in there.
I don't
I know
remember.
Against the Wind is. I'm just imagining. I might be incepting it, but I feel like Night Moves is in there too.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
I know Against the Wind is.
Yeah.
That's when he's running Against the Wind.
Running. From that day forward.
Exactly.
I was going somewhere. I was running.
Now you sound like Jerry Jones.
Jerry
Exactly.
Jones.
I don't know where you're going with that one there.
On that same day, one of the great snipers of all time, sharpshooter Rick Barry begins his 30 straight free throw streak.
I can't shoot like that. That's a sissy shot. Everybody's going to make fun of me. My father kept saying, son, if you can shoot a higher percentage and you're making your shots, nobody can make fun of you. If you can shoot higher, you need to try this. And he just went on and on. And finally, I did it. I think it was before either my junior or senior year in high school. And I gave it a legitimate shot. I didn't just go out and do a token because I figured, okay, if I'm going to try it and see if it works. Mm-hmm. And wow, I really liked what it was. And so I really worked hard that summer with it. And that next year, I shot over 80% for the first time and kept getting better. My biggest regret is that I wasn't intelligent enough when I was younger to make the change that I made late in my career. I made a slight adjustment and refinement to the shot and the technique. And
What'd you do?
Well, when he first taught me, it was like this and that, with the wrist that way. So that could be, a little bit too much here. It was kind of a severe motion. So I took it and just did this, a simple rolling together, so that I didn't have that jerk.
You said how many games? I think what was it?
60 straight free throws.
60 straight games without missing a free throw. I think is what it was. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I think the record for most free throws is somewhere in the 90s or something.
There we go.
Calvin Murphy, but 60 straight games. Yep.
And then this date, 1988, Phil Collins releasing this one hits number 1 by Philly, A Groovy Kind of Love. go. A lot of synthesizer in that.
I think it was one of his movies that he starred in, like Buster or something.
Sure.
Maybe that bombed out.
Oh, he would act in those.
Yes.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I love it. That's tremendous. This date, 1997. It was a little chilly in the air today. Probably the coldest it's been since, I'm guessing, sometime back in April or May. I think a high of 52 today. On this date, 1997, the Marlins played the Indians. I'm guessing this one was in Cleveland. The coldest World Series game to date at 38 degrees.
Welcome to Jacobs Field, and my friends, these are ideal conditions for baseball if you happen to be a Penguin. It was snowing rather heavily about an hour and a half ago. Right now it's been reduced to just flurries. Flurries are in the forecast throughout the night. As game time approaches, the temperature now is 35 degrees. The wind chill is 15. Temperatures are expected to drop to about 30 by the time this game ends, making it the coldest game in World Series history, at least until Game 5 tomorrow night. Hi, everybody. Bob Costas. I'll be joined later by Bob Uecker and Joe Morgan. Right now, they're off somewhere building a campfire.
Bob Uecker and Joe Morgan. They're off somewhere building a campfire. Listen to the comedian Bob Costas. Wonder if his eye looked any better then than it did in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. If I were Costas, honestly, after that Olympics thing, I would have gone full patch all the time, even if I don't need it, just to make
AJ rocked an eye patch on the McAfee show for a minute.
Yeah,
got
he
poked
did,
in the eye by one of his kids.
That's right. I think that they should. I think he should have leaned into that though, kind of like the Mr. Peanut with the cane and the top hat. He could have been instead of
monocle.
Not of the monocle. I think he should have the eye patch though.
There you go. So you think the eye patch with the combination of a top hat and a cane would be better than the monocle? Kind of give you the edge.
Yeah, I think so. It's
like an edgier, wealthy guy.
It's like Mr. Peanuts with a Z at the end is what it'd be.
Yeah, I mean, because then people would wonder, like, that guy obviously is wealthy and established and accomplished, but also, wonder how he lost his eye.
Right. Also a former pirate, probably what they would
Always
think.
A story there.
Yeah.
I wonder if he got scooped out with a spoon.
Exactly.
Think about that one, Bodie. Might sting a little bit. I don't know if it stung as much as this. In 2012, Lance Armstrong is formally stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles.
7 golden moments on the victory podium in Paris erased. Today, Lance Armstrong was officially banished from the sport that he was once synonymous with.
Lance Armstrong has no place in cycling, so he deserves to be forgotten in cycling.
Over the weekend, a few stoic words from a shell-shocked Armstrong at his Cancer Foundation's 15th anniversary.
People ask me a lot, how you doing? And I tell them, I say, well, I've been better, but I've also been worse.
Armstrong has not only his reputation at stake, but his estimated $125 million net worth. Major civil cases are on deck, from a company that wants more than $10 million back for bonuses it paid to Armstrong for his wins, to a sealed whistleblower case looking for tens of millions paid by the U.S. Postal Service to sponsor Armstrong and his team. Tonight, Lance Armstrong holds a new title he never wanted, one of the most epic falls from grace ever seen. Neil Karlinski, ABC News, Seattle.
I was going to say, that was not a sports report. That was like a world news tonight. Coming at you with that. Lance, you got a comment on that, Thitoff?
I was going to say, I still
support him.
No, I don't. He ruined cycling too. He ruined cycling the way Barry Bonds and those guys ruined baseball.
Was cycling ever a thing?
No, but it was. Now it's never going to be a thing.
He made cycling. Just like Barry Bonds brought back baseball.
I hate it when guys. It's just they cheated. He cheated.
Have you ever watched the show Icarus?
No.
Yeah, you should watch that. My former co-host Brandon Beam, before he was exiled to the evenings, he talked about this and he got me on it. And I watched the show Icarus.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you'll realize it's a lot like Major League Baseball, probably even worse.
With Barry Bonds in that.
Well, yeah. How could things be any worse?
How could things possibly get any worse?
But it's
around you, Alan.
Threshold of hell. You would like Icarus. Bodie, you would really like it. I think it's on Netflix, maybe.
Okay. Who's in it?
It's a documentary.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's the guy made about him wanting to be a cyclist.
Uh-huh.
and then him getting into the doping of cycling and doing it like everybody else is doing it.
Right.
And then uncovering the whole Russian situation where like all their sports and everybody, the whole Russian Federation was using. And so that's how it got uncovered.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable. It's, I don't know, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
The guy's an American dude. Next thing you know, he's contacting these Russian guys, sending stuff over in labs. They're moving stuff from lab to lab. They got some secret drop box. I mean,
they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Listen, he was trying.
They were trying.
But he was measuring everything, going through it all.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Trying to become, he was a cyclist and wanted to be one of the elite cyclists in the world. And he's like, I'm going to dope, and I'm going to document how I do this, how all of the other guys do it, and basically what was happening in Major League Baseball. So everybody chose to put their head in the sand. You know why? Because he hit the long ball. They actually, Thitoff, had a marketing campaign called Chicks Dig the Long Ball.
Yeah,
so you could say that, I mean, as much as they turned a blind eye, they were actually kind of complicit in it.
Oh, well, sure, absolutely. Look, I know that Bud Stig and those guys, they certainly played a role in all of this and letting it go on the way they did because
encouraging it, not letting it go on.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm just saying with that right there though is what really screwed up baseball in a big way with all the numbers and everything. And yeah, I remember
Who
the
cares
Maddox
about the numbers.
Anybody over the age of 45.
Those people will all be dead soon.
Oh God, soon.
Well,
no offense, Shark.
That's okay. He's retired. I love Shark. But listen, nobody watching, a younger person watching baseball cares anything about that stuff.
That's fine. Yeah, but they don't care about it because it's ruined.
They don't care about it because nobody cares about that
they
stuff.
They would care
anymore.
about it, I think,
no,
Bob.
They wouldn't.
If we still had those, I think that it would still. It was passed on generation to generation. The love of baseball numbers.
And that's the thing. Not even love of the game. The worshiping.
It's one of the things that was unique
the
about
idolatry of the numbers.
It was one of the unique things about baseball is that people knew the numbers when you were a baseball fan. If you were and you didn't know the numbers in
something
football.
that kept you entertained.
You didn't know the numbers in basketball or
because
hockey.
The sports actually they move. Stuff going on. Got the World Series starting on Friday night, by the way.
I thought it was Wednesday.
Our show. We can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get you a lot of baseball talk coming strong. Buckeyes, backseat. Baseball Bob's here to go.
Good thing the Buckeyes are off this week. The spotlight goes on to baseball now.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about that.
Speaking of baseball, legendary Hall of Famer, 9-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, 3-time AL MVP, 20-year vet, Jimmy Fox. He turned a long time ago. He only lived 60 years. He was born in this state in 1907. Yeah, unfortunately.
Fox with 2 X's.
Yeah,
and he played for Boston, and then
Jamie.
he played for the Philadelphia Athletics.
You think he is related to Jamie with the 2 X's?
I've seen the two of them side by side in photos.
But they were really grainy back in the day. I don't know if you could fully got an appreciation.
If you think they're related, then you can also believe why Tressel got me confused with Matty Ice because we look alike, too.
Exactly. Christopher Lloyd, known as Doc Brown. I was talking to Bodie. I tried to put him in the grave yesterday. He's still alive.
Yes.
Any idea how old Doc Brown is?
I would put him in I'd put him at 81.
87.
Wow, 87.
Look at her sweatshirt, Doc. Class of 1984.
Pretty mediocre photographic fakery. They cut off your mother's hair.
I'm telling the truth, Doc. You gotta believe me.
Then tell me, future boy.
Future boy.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
The actor?
Ronald Reagan. The actor?
Jane Wyman?
Then who's vice president? Jerry Lewis? I suppose Jane Wyman is the first lady.
Whoa, wait, Doc!
And Jack Benny is secretary of the Treasury.
Doc, you gotta listen to me.
I got enough practical jokes for one evening. Good night, future boy.
No, wait, Doc. Doc, the bruise in your head. I know how that happened. You told me the whole story. You were standing on your toilet, and you were hanging a clock, and you fell, and you hit your head on the sink. And that's when you came up with the idea for the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible.
Look at that. Old Doc Brown getting it done. Well, I've got some great odds, Bodie, that you're going to love. You might not love it that much, actually.
All right.
Christian singer Toby Mac turning 61 today. Ron Tugnut. Is he the first Blue Jacket All-Star?
I don't know if he's the first All-Star. He's our first goalie. The Tugger, I don't know if he was the first.
Tugger.
What's it?
Looks like something you can order off a menu.
Yeah, why don't you flip it over?
Front side and back side.
I did.
Depends on the calluses.
Don't just stop. Just stop.
He's turning 58 today.
On March 21st, 1991, the historic Boston Garden saw a performance of a lifetime. Quebec Nordiques goaltender Ron Tugnut put on one of the greatest single-game goaltending displays in history.
The shot, the save, the rebound, the save, and Poland. 2 in a row. That's great goaltending. Save, Tugnut. Boy, those pads are getting to work out. Module on the line for Jamie. Jamie for Christian. Save, Tugnut. You won't see a better one than that.
Tugnut turned aside 70 shots, carrying the Nordiques to overtime.
Way shot, save, Tugnut. How many times can you say it?
Is this entertainment or what?
Boston's superstar defenseman Ray Bourque set an NHL record with 19 shots on goal, including a chance to win the game in the dying seconds of overtime.
Loose punch. What a save by Tugnut! The best save of all on Ray Bourque from 20 feet.
He saved the best for last.
The game ended in a 3-3 tie, but the Boston fans knew they had witnessed something special and showed their appreciation.
Standing ovation for Ron Tugnut.
What a night!
Espen Knutson was the first jacket all-star.
It said during the Columbus's inaugural season, Tugnut was considered their backbone. Tugnut's 22 wins broke another NHL record for most wins on an expansion team. Guessing the goalie for the Vegas Knights broke that.
Yeah, it's probably a fair guess.
But
Seattle.
His 917 save percentage was among the best in the league. I know they had a big push for him to get to make the All-Star team. Unfortunately, he didn't. Turning 57 today. It wasn't him, Mr. Shaggy.
Quick for your hands, no off it up. But if you back a gun, you know you better run fast.
But you caught me on the counter.
Wasn't me.
Saw me kissing on the sofa.
Wasn't me.
I even had her in the shower.
Wasn't me.
She
Okay, that was
caught
me.
on camera.
That was me.
There you go. Little Shaggy action. Did you know that song, Bodie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
That was one of those songs that I knew a lot as a kid, and then you grow up, you're like, oh, that's what those lyrics mean.
Sounded so fun.
Yeah.
You know, friendly. Was pretty friendly, I guess. If you catch my drift. Heath Miller, longtime tight end in the NFL, turning 43. And Zach Hansen turning 40, I believe the youngest member of the Hansen Brothers Band.
They'll play him up. Wow, that's a bang. We still haven't found Where's the Love. Next time we do something with Hanson, can we please find Where's the Love?
It's their second biggest song.
Thank you, Bodie. I appreciate that.
I'm not saying it's not worthy, but maybe it's
a
not
good
worthy.
song.
It is It is good, but Bop is the one that everybody loves. There we go. Some holidays observances today. It's Clean Up the Earth Day. It's Eat a Pretzel Day. How about that?
Not a pretzel guy.
No?
That's a pretty bold take. I'm going to tell you that right now. National Knee Day. National Make a Dogs Day. National Nut Day. Favorite nut other than Ron and the Tugger.
Probably the first X.
There's a nut for you, Bodie.
I like almonds.
Like almonds?
Salt and vinegar. The Blue Diamond. Salt and vinegar kind.
The
pretty
Blue
good.
Diamond. Look at you.
Go.
I think I'm pretty sure that's the brand.
I'm a cashew guy.
Yeah. Cashew?
Yeah.
I enjoy cashews. I enjoy almonds. Probably, I enjoy a good raw almond too. I got into those when I was in college. But those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances. For this date, October 22nd, it's a Wednesday. It's the 295th day of the year and 70 days remaining in this 2025.
Zach Martin.
There we go.
Oh, tomorrow's my dad's birthday.
There we go.
It's 23rd. Oh, okay.
His 23rd or the 23rd?
The 23rd.
That's 20.
That's what it is. Well done as always, General. Coming up next, a bear wins in the courtroom. We'll talk about that next. Morning Juice.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I. And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence. We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine, and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum. Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried. Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
Hi, I'm Kim Holderness.
And I'm Penn Holderness. You don't have to have an amazing race to the doctor, but you should make time for routine cancer screenings.
I schedule my mammogram and other cancer screenings around my birthday and then treat myself to lunch.
I do too, because, of course, everyone likes lunch.
The C word can be scary, but routine screenings can detect cancer before symptoms appear.
And early detection equals better outcomes.
Go to preventcancer.org to find out which cancer screenings you need.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
It's amazing what amuses us. During the break right there.
I tell you guys, I'm supposed to be off tomorrow, but
why would you ever take it on a Thursday?
I don't know if I can miss your highness.
I'm saying you want to...
Back from Vegas, still alive, as far as we know.
You may have to tune in.
If it wasn't for his YouTube postings, I'm not sure we would know if he was still alive.
That's fair. That's how we know. Yeah, you're right. That's how we can tell. Jack Nicklaus.
It's impossible to have an imposter for him. Like, there's no way you could find an AI version of him or another person that you could look like him. Or
didn't he say he's got something about us coming up?
Oh yeah,
on the cartoon.
On the cartoon thing.
Yeah.
That usually drops on Fridays, I think.
So amazing. I was watching Boondocks with him. So good.
Jack Nicklaus got $50 million, Bob.
Good for him.
He's 85 years old. It's a defamation lawsuit. It was a lawsuit against
Company
Nicklaus,
that bears his name.
Nicklaus Companies, owned by billionaire banker Howard Milstein. Nicklaus said that he filed lawsuit response statements, and Milstein and other Nicklaus Companies officials made in a previous lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit, where he claimed the defendant suggested he had considered a deal, $750 million deal to become the face of the Saudi Arabian Finance Live Golf League.
That would have been beautiful.
That's what they were implying. They suggested that he had done that. There's no way he'd done it. He said, "There's no way I would ever do that. I'm not the." He said,
"Can you do a Jack impersonation?" Rothman does a pretty good one.
No, I can't do one. No.
Gosh, that's nice. I feel like you're kind of limited.
You think I'm kind of limited? Where you been the last 10 years? Anyway, the other thing was that Nick Scopsale said that the defense alleged he wasn't mentally fit to manage his business affairs and was suffering from dementia.
When did they allege that?
This would have been in the last few years because he said what they said this lawsuit was you need to have the keys taken away. So about Nicholas needs to be away from that. So anyway, the jury ruled Nicholas companies actively participated in the false publishing of facts that damaged the 18-time major champion's reputation, exposing to ridicule, hatred, mistrust, distrust, or contempt. So Nicholas gets $50 million out of that lawsuit. He is 85 years old, Bob.
So give me your company, old man. Losing your mind.
Right. That's
Jack said, hold my beer. Give me $50 million.
So that Nicholas, not that, good for him winning that lawsuit there. But you also see, I don't know if you saw this or not, Bob, but the Pro Football Hall of Fame up there in Canton, Ohio.
Speaking of legends.
Yes. I'm
happy Jack won that. Good for him. If you're going to say that I'm crazy, old man.
Right.
Like, you better make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row. And they took control of his company, did this, defamed him publicly. And I love that he won $50 million back.
$50 million, yes.
God bless America.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame announced the 12 finalists for the 12 final coaches for the Hall of Fame 2026 class. Now, the way this works is they have these 12 finalists now. What they'll do next is they will convene again and meet and talk about it, and then they'll whittle it down to one candidate, and then if the one candidate gets enough votes among the whole Hall of Fame voting thing, then they get in. So it's not a guarantee that only one coach could get in out of this class of 12 that they're talking about, but there's also a chance none of them get in. Belichick is one of the guys among the 12 who is up for it. Also, Tom Coughlin, Mike Shanahan, George Seifert, Mike Holmgren, Bill Arnsparger, Alex Gibbs, Chuck Knox, Buddy Parker, Dan Reeves, Marty Schottenheimer, and Chuck Shaughnessy. There's no way Belichick's going to get on this one, right? Wouldn't you think? Out of those guys we just listed, or do you think that they will?
I think it's interesting that Alex Gibbs is on there. I mean, he's a good coach, long-time assistant.
Chuck Knox, Shanahan, Coughlin, Seifert. I don't think Seifert gets in. But
you don't think so?
I don't think Seifert does.
2 Super Bowls.
He Switzer'd the one in San Francisco.
We got 2 in San Francisco.
I think he had 1 in Frisco. I think he had 1 in Frisco, didn't he? Or maybe I don't know. I thought he only had 1.
He got the 80. I think he got the 88 one.
Let me see.
Or 89.
I think it seems he only has 1, right? Only 1 Super Bowl win.
I thought he got 8. I'm almost positive he has 2.
Let's see here. I'm going to check right now. I think Seifert.
He got the 89 one.
Head coaching career.
Usually they have all that right at the top. I am
see
right.
It.
Yeah.
So it was San Francisco, 89. I thought that was when Walsh left.
Walsh left the year before.
Okay.
He didn't get both the back-to-back ones.
All right.
Because they were going for the 3-peat in 90. Seifert was already the coach then, but he was also the coach in 89.
They got the other in 94. Okay.
And he never won.
They went to Carolina and never.
They went to the NFC Championship game, but he never got there. They went in the second year of their expansion.
No, according to this, he coached there for 3 years, 8-8, 7-9, 1-15.
Oh, maybe he did.
Just 3 years.
I thought he was the head coach.
Was it Dom Capers maybe the first
You're
time?
right. It was Capers. Good job out of you.
I made it forth there. So anyway, out of those guys, though, I mean, okay, so maybe Seifert, 2-time Super Bowl winner.
Seifert, Shanahan's won a couple of Super Bowls.
Shanahan's won a couple.
Holmgren won one.
Holmgren won one. And then
went to another with Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Coughlin never won one, correct? But he did get there. Did he get there or not?
Wait, who?
Tom Coughlin?
What?
What are you talking about?
Is this guy serious, Clark? Are you serious?
I'm trying to think of maybe I get the
07 and 11, right? Giants head coach.
Okay, I thought he was the coach when they lost to Baltimore is what I was thinking.
No, that's Jim Fassel.
Okay, that's what I'm confused. I got Coughlin and Fassel confused. Okay.
All right. Let's say John Coughlin won 2. Ask Bill Belichick about those.
That's fair. You're right, yes. Coughlin's one who always had the frozen face.
Yes, he always looked angry, very red-faced.
Yes, that's the one. Okay, so Coughlin.
There's a lot of, when you brought up that list, and you want to talk about a guy, I think Schottenheimer is he the winningest coach to never win a Super Bowl?
I don't know if it's him or Knox. It's probably Coughlin. Knox, I know Knox won a lot of games.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close. He's in that conversation.
That's a great question. Most wins without a Super Bowl.
This is a very deserving list. One of those guys will get in.
I would think.
I think I would more or less mark it a certainty that one of those guys gets in.
Do you think Belichick gets in this time?
I don't know. I mean, obviously he's the most worthy. He has 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, 2 more as an assistant. He coached in 3 others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just ridiculous numbers.
You're right on shot now, by the way. 200 career regular season wins.
Most all time?
Yeah, Knox had 186.
I mean, so that's, and plus I always say you get bonus points when you die. And with Marty Schottenheimer passing away.
Right.
You're always remembered more fondly when, like, you're not physically there. I think people have a hard time taking as many shots at you when you're not there to defend yourself anymore.
Sure.
And Marty Schottenheimer was a heck of a football coach, has some really great accomplishments, and never got really close, but never got to a Super Bowl. I mean, he could be the nostalgic pick, I think.
Right.
A heartfelt pick, since, like I said, he's passed away, and he's the winningest all-time non-Super Bowl coach. I don't know. One of those guys is getting in.
Right.
Belichick would be the logical choice, but I don't know. I don't think the North Carolina stuff would impact this.
I wouldn't think
with
it would.
The voting. There's a lot of worthy guys in there. Is he liked in the media?
Not media. No, not media.
Who votes on this?
No, well, this right here, I don't think the media votes on this for the 12. I think that there's
it's
a committee.
The Hall of Fame committee.
It's a Hall of Fame committee. It's
Who's
not
on the Hall
media.
of Fame
I think there's
committee?
4 Hall of Famers on there, 4 players and coaches on there too, I believe. I'll double check it, but I think there is.
There are some, but I believe it's a beat writer from every team, then some national writers. I don't know about there being a significant number of players or coaches that vote on the Hall of Fame.
Because
that's why they argued about Chris Carter not getting in, because he was a jerk to the media.
Right.
And people held it against him. No players hold that against anybody. No coaches ever hold that against them.
That's what I'm
just
just curious.
The petty members of the media who feel like.
Is it just to me? It's not like, do you think like he's respected, liked, or not liked, not disliked among his peers from the NFL, coaches and players?
Yeah, I think he is respected. I don't know if he's beloved, but I know this. He is. I know that he's respected for sure.
Okay.
So
based on his credentials, he should be the one who gets in.
The committee consists of 1 media representative from each pro football city, with 2 each from Los Angeles and in New York. In so much as those cities have 2 teams in the National Football League, a 33rd member representative of the Pro Football Writers of America, and there are up to 17 at-large delegates. With the exception of the Pro Football Writers representative, who is appointed for a 2-year term, all appointees are reviewed annually and approved by the Hall of Fame's Board of Directors. The selection committee meets shortly before the Super Bowl to elect new members of the Hall of Fame, enshrine yada yada yada. But I do not believe that there's really.
Well,
it's mostly writers.
Yeah, the final part. This right here. This is called a blue ribbon committee that came up with this list, and it says that
all I'm seeing are people in the media here.
That has got
Bill Polian as the only Hall of Famer in there, and he is part of SiriusXM.
Okay, so this committee to come up with this list of 12, though initially it says committees are made members of the main selection committee, Hall of Famers, and experts also review lists of nominees. So there are some contributors and
so they get it to this point.
Yeah, they'll get it to that.
Tony Grossi's in Cleveland. You think he'd ever vote for Baker?
I don't think so.
Let's say Baker wins 2 Super Bowls in Tampa.
Yeah, he'd probably I don't think he would.
That's my point. Is like you would have a guy like him that would hold
Right.
a grudge against Baker just because Baker and him went at it in Cleveland, and that would be terrible if that was the case.
So what happens is the blue ribbon committee will end up whittling it down to 1 person, and then it'll go to that committee you talked about with the media and all that, where they will decide then who, if any, will end up getting in. And so, yes, I agree, 1 should get in.
Tony Dungy's also on. Oh, Dan Pouts. So 3. James Lofton, that's 4. Okay, so there's 4 guys on there. Never mind. But they're all active, like, media members.
Sure. All right, coming up next. Bodie's turn to shine. We'll do quick hitters, morning juice.
More and more these days, people who are in pain are trying to take control of their health. They want to look beyond the traditional medicine of going to just a normal doctor. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. People just like you and me are finding lasting relief without steroids, medication, surgery, right here in Columbus, Ohio at QC Kinetics. You'll be treated by the highly regarded orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sports Medicine. Here's how it works. Your blood contains many tiny but mighty healing tools. At QC Kinetics, Dr. Tesner and his team will get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells that are involved. By putting these natural elements to work, your body, it can revitalize your joints, literally using your own body's biologics to heal you. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay, no drugs, it's fast, all natural, and there's no downtime. So if it's knees, backs, hips, whatever it may be, give QC Kinetics a call for your free consultation. 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544, qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, Bodie. Last time I can say it this week. Tomorrow, no Bodie. Friday, no Bobby. This is the last time we're here together this week, boys.
Could be the last time ever.
Could be. You never know. Bodie is now going to navigate the quick hitters for us.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Morning, Bodie.
Happy Wednesday, fellas. We'll start here with college football. There have already been 9 in-season firings at FBS schools this season, including 6 at programs in the Power 4 conferences. And arguably the sport's greatest coach, Nick Saban, believes there's one reason for that. Name, image, and likeness. In an interview with ESPN, Saban told Mark Schlabach, I'm not surprised because everybody's raising money to pay players, so the people that are giving the money think that they have a voice, and they're just like a bunch of fans. When they get frustrated and disappointed, they put pressure on the athletic directors to take action, and it's the way of the world now. Saban was also very vocal about Penn State's firing of James Franklin, saying on College Game Day this past Saturday when they had Franklin on for an interview, "It's unfair as hell for you to go to the Rose Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, get to the Final Four of the CFP last year, come out being ranked number 2 this season, an expectation that you created by what you accomplished at Penn State, and for those people not to show enough appreciation for that and gratitude for all the hard work that you did, I'm saying it's unfair." Bobby, I don't think he's totally wrong here. What say you?
Well, he is right. When people give money, money equates to wanting influence. And when people donate money, they want to see a return on their investment. They want to see wins. That's what they're paying for, is the utility of their happiness, which they associate with a winning football program. And so if you're doing that and the guy that's running it you don't think is doing a good enough job, you're going to voice your displeasure and maybe turn off the water spigot.
Do you think, Bobby, do you think what's happened lately with Franklin, with Jimbo, with Napier, do you think that there will be some kind of I don't want to say collusion, but a collective effort of universities to not
limit buyouts? No.
Really? You don't think it'll?
No, because there's negotiating. It's an economic principle called the prisoner's dilemma.
Okay.
It's a Punnett square. Have you ever seen those little deals? It's a box. Has 4 possible outcomes. And up at in front of it, each person does. Right. And the best possible outcome in the prisoner's dilemma is that both prisoners lie.
Okay.
Because they both lie, they both get completely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If one tells the truth and the other doesn't, the one that tells the truth gets a very small sentence, the other one gets a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Switches on the other side, and if they both tell the truth, they get like an average sentence. And so the incentive, it's not limiting the worst possible outcome, it's how do you get the best possible outcome. All of these schools are acting independently because they all want to win.
Right.
And they'll say, you know what, limit the buyouts on this. We don't want to pay a big buyout. And they're, well, the other school said that they would pay a big buyout.
Right.
And the agent, if you're good enough and you want somebody, those are part of the negotiations. And so I do believe that it will be limited for maybe lesser coaches.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a guy that you think is irreplaceable or there's someone you really want, you can ask for the moon. Like when Urban Meyer came to Ohio State, it wasn't necessarily his buyout, but he wanted his assistants. He got paid a lot more than Tress did, but also it was money for assistants. They had drugged their feet at Ohio State to pay assistants 4 years.
Right.
And when Urban got here, that paradigm all shifted. And that is one of the bigger problems that's existed in the Big Ten for a while, is a lot of places don't want to pay their assistants as much as they need to.
Right.
And so when you do that, that's why Brett Bielema left to go to Arkansas. They couldn't get money to pay assistants. So you have guys leaving for lateral moves.
Right.
Because you're not compensating them. When that came here, when Urban came here, that all changed. And so that's just the reality of it. If you want to win, they could say, could they collude and do stuff? Sure, and there may be some of that going on within the recruiting realm of players and what you're going to pay them to come in, unproven assets, and there's some schools that may all be kind of staying in line somewhat with that. When it comes to getting the best coaches, nobody's going to do that. They can talk all the game they want, but if you have a guy that you want to get, you're telling me that if Florida called Ryan Day and he goes, I want a $100 million buyout. Here's the terms of the deal. I want $15 million a year for 8 years, and if you fire me, you have to pay me $100 million, $25 a year for 4 years.
Right.
There'd probably be a lot of people in Florida that would sign up for that.
I would think
if
so.
Kirby
I'd
Smart,
say most.
Yes, if Kirby Smart wanted to leave Georgia to go to Florida,
right,
they would sign that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be good. Now, could James Franklin get that at Florida? Maybe not to that degree. And so that's what's going to be interesting. If you're not the number one choice, what does that appetite look like? And what are your other best options as well? Life is about your second best option.
Side nugget, does Florida pursue Dabo? At least make a call on him?
You know what? That's interesting. I think he's lost a little bit of his luster, but I think it would be an interesting phone call to have.
Yeah, I think so too.
I tell you what, we'll continue the theme here. There have been 2 great coaches in the history of Florida football. That would, of course, be Steve Spurrier and Urban Meyer. And as the Gators search for their next great head coach, the head ball coach spoke with USA Today about what direction he thinks the program will head in.
More
and he's got
opinions.
2 guys in mind. He said, quote, I think we're going to try and hire a proven coach who's got a winning record in the SEC or another major conference. I think that's the type of coach we're looking for. When asked about Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, Spurrier had this to say, quote, I firmly think he's a very good coach.
I think he's a good coach.
There's no question about that. I like him. I like Eli Drinkwitz. I like a lot of guys out there that are proven winners. Tito, I don't know about Ryan Day or Kirby Smart or even Dabo.
I think he was staying in the realm of reality.
But
fans can say what they want. Spurrier is someone who coached and played.
Right.
Lane Kiffin, Eli Drinkwitz, I think they'd both be good hires. Are they realistic for the Gators?
You know,
Sean McVay, why not?
Yeah.
I think that I think Kiffin's a realistic target.
I think he's their main focus right now.
You can never tell with Lane Kiffin. You know what he's really could be.
100%.
You know,
because he's a little troller. Like he'll say stuff, and I like Lane Kiffin.
Find him entertaining.
And he is. He's a very entertaining guy. I think he used to kind of be.
Used to be on the sauce.
I think he used to be a little bit of like a. Not a bad guy, but kind of like maybe a little sleazy the way he handled things going from Tennessee to
he was
USC.
self-indulged.
And I think he's kind of done a 180 on that. I think it'd be a heck of a hire for Florida. I don't know.
See, but
Ole Miss it's a good job, but not a great job, right? And he's won a lot of games there in the last couple years, and even this year they're in the top 10 again, give or take. Go ahead, Tito.
I'm saying, I'm with you on this. I know it's I'm not sure I'm not saying Ole Miss is a better job than Florida.
I don't think so either.
But this is the place he's been the longest. He was in Oakland for a couple years, not even a couple years. He went 5-15. Then he had the 1 year at Tennessee, by the way, named his kid Rocky because he was going to be there long term, and then left.
Oops.
USC got fired in his 4th year. Florida landed for 3 years and left to go to Ole Miss. He's been at Ole Miss now. This is his 6th year at Ole Miss. So he's been there longer than any place else. I think they will kick the tires on Lane Kiffin, but Lane Kiffin might actually be happy at Ole Miss.
I think they're going to do more than kick the tires. I think they're going to make him a legitimate offer, something that will be hard for him to turn down if money's what he's looking for.
Since he's been at Ole Miss, Outback Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Texas Bowl, Peach Bowl, Gator Bowl, and they're trending to maybe be a CFP team this year.
And that's the thing. Like, so you want to try to rebuild something at Florida,
right?
Which I think Florida has a higher ceiling or maybe an easier time getting to that ceiling, but they don't even have a house that's built right now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, you've got to go in there. You're talking about taking over a team. I mentioned this yesterday or whatever we were on Bill Benner. In 14, 15 years, they have 3, 4, 10-win seasons.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a team that's been around or below 500 for the last 3 years. It's not like you're taking over Penn State with James Franklin that it was in the semifinal last year.
Right.
The young kids today do not know Florida as a winner.
No.
They don't. The people you're recruiting do not know Florida as a winner.
They also don't know the baseball numbers.
They also don't know the NBA on NBC. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
They did a little like promo thing as the broadcast was starting last night or whatever, and they had all these guys, SGA, Wembanyama, all the way down the line, kind of say, give me a memory that you've got for the NBA on NBC, and they were all just like, I wasn't even alive.
I remember that.
I do, yeah.
Growing up.
Then they had like LeBron come on and Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and
guys that are in like their late 30s remember that,
or 40s,
or 40s. And Ahmad Rashad up there running that, the inside stuff and all that, everything. Like, I remember that. That's nostalgic to me. These young guys don't remember that crap. The young guys don't remember what's going on. They don't remember Steve Spurrier. Hell, they don't remember Urban Meyer being there. Some of them probably don't remember Urban Meyer being at Ohio State.
Yeah. Or they don't care enough.
Or don't care. But if you're 17 years old, Urban Meyer last coached at Ohio State when you were 7 or 10.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you might remember that, but it's not like you remember the 2014 National Championship and everything that was going on. So the recency with Lane, I think that's their main target from everybody I've talked to at Florida, that's the guy that they want. He's had success. I think he's matured and everything. But does he want to deal with it? Because you go to Florida, you're going to have like 87 bosses, and everybody's going to be telling you what to do. At Lane, at Ole Miss and Oxford, he's the guy.
It's a statue.
It's him.
Right? Statue at Ole Miss is what it'll be. It'll be a statue at Ole Miss if he wants to stay there and ride this out.
The question he has to ask himself, can I win at Ole Miss? Can I make the CFP? Can we win it all? Can we get good enough? Do we have the support financially to be able to go in and do that? And if you think yes, and I'm happy, even though the path may be easier at Florida once we get it established, do you think you'll ever be able to get it established? That's real.
And Bob, do you think I wonder if Ole Miss makes the playoffs.
And is it a longer drive from Gainesville to LSU for your daughter who's dating LSU's linebacker?
Yeah, that's fair.
Weeks.
And there's no state tax in Florida also, which might also play into this.
I'm pretty certain the state tax in Mississippi is pretty low.
That's fair.
Good news, he could hire Brian Kelly on his coaching staff if he goes to Florida this offseason.
There you go.
Be true.
But I wonder if Ole Miss makes the playoffs, does it make it more likely he stays or goes?
I think
or
it
doesn't
makes it
matter?
more likely.
More likely than if he
I've
misses,
said
it's
this
more
with
likely.
Matt Rule, because if they somehow go 9-3 this year, I think it's more likely he stays at Nebraska because you've got him closer than ever before, and you realize like we can get this done here. Here's what we need. Will they give it to you? And if they do, then like okay. Big Ole Miss will push hard to keep him.
Like with it's not a complete analogy, but like LeBron James felt okay leaving Cleveland the second time because he brought them the title.
Yeah.
Like he thought, okay, I took him where I wanted to take him, and I don't know if Kiffin would feel the same way. Like, hey, I got Ole Miss the playoffs. I've done what I wanted to do here.
So I think it's
the other way.
I think it's more. I've made the playoff here now. I think I can maybe win in the playoff here now. Do I want to go back to a rebuild? Because that's what Florida is.
Yeah.
I'm already dry. Like, we're cruising, buddy. I'm living in the house. We're feeling good. Do I want to buy a fixer-upper, which maybe it has a bigger lot, maybe it's on a better street, but I'm also going to have all my neighbors yelling at me the whole time.
Yeah.
Is it going to be more peaceful for me?
What about Drinkwitz at Missouri?
Drink's an interesting guy because I don't think Missouri has quite the upside.
Yeah.
And so I think he would entertain it more. And I don't think they probably have the financial wherewithal to be able to keep him like Ole Miss does.
500 through his first 3 years there, 5-5 in the COVID year, 6-7, 6-7.
They've
But then
won
the last
21
3
years,
years,
last 2 years.
last 2.5 years, I should say here now. 11-2, 10-3, and then 6-1 this year.
So I'm saying they're rolling. They're
Yeah.
doing a massive stadium renovation
Yeah.
there. I mean, it's hundreds of millions, and it's going to be sweet.
Hall of Fame chatter, MAGACon Popcorn says Florida's the SEC's Nebraska. Is that fair?
No.
I don't think so because
they've won 2 national championships this century.
Okay, but
they haven't been good in 15 years. Nebraska has no inherent recruiting base. Florida is located in one of the best and most talent-rich states in the country.
Florida can be great. And even,
they fought against being great.
Yeah, through some of their up and down coaches.
Right.
They were still, what's his face? Dan Mullen, still did a pretty good
He did,
job there.
yeah,
When's the
right.
last time anybody did well at Nebraska? And no offense, even Bo Pelini, if you go look, I know they'd killed at win 9 games now, don't get me wrong. But all those years they were winning 9 and 10 games, they literally beat nobody.
Yeah.
They literally
they're
would
Big Ten
win their
West,
non-conference games. They would win a decent chunk in the Big Ten West, but anytime they ever played anybody with a pulse, they would lose.
Florida's got to call your boy down there, Bob. South Florida guy. What's his name?
Alex Golish.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. I've heard multiple people from Florida who I know, who I work with there at XM, and guys I know who they said that they don't want to run a trial on another group of 5 coach. They said that it hasn't worked there in a multitude of sports
Sure.
outside of some guy he mentioned, which may coach basketball or baseball, or I don't know what he coaches. But he's like, that's the only one that's worked hiring a group of 5 coach. So I think that may
Where
be
did Todd Golden come from?
the biggest. That's Todd Golden. That's who he mentioned.
look at
Is he
that.
their basketball coach?
Yeah.
Okay, Todd Golden's the
And
answer.
that worked. They won the national championship last year.
Yeah,
I
Todd
do think
Golden.
basketball, though, is just, he came from San Francisco.
That's where I left my
Mr.
heart.
Bill Russell. Yeah, basketball is just so different, too. The way the portal works, I know you can obviously overturn your roster in college football, too, but basketball is just like, you get a few dudes. And
Yeah, you got
rolling.
5. You're 5 to start versus 11 and all that. Yeah, it's like it's a lot different. All right, coming up next, Ryan Day spoke. We'll respond accordingly next. Morning Juice.
Regenerative treatments for joint pain are creating lots of excitement in the orthopedic community. QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Ray Tessner recalls a recent conversation with one of the country's most acclaimed orthopedic doctors.
He said, when you and I are young, the arthroscope was a quantum leap in treating orthopedic problems. I think regenerative medicine is the new arthroscope.
Surgery is no longer the go-to solution for chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back. QC Kinetics is leading the next quantum leap. All natural regenerative treatments that provide relief and mobility.
I think one of the tenets of being a good physician is the old saying of do no harm. That's what I enjoy about this form of treatment is there's very little chance that we're going to cause harm, and that's refreshing to me to be able to eliminate the dangers that can come sometimes with surgeries.
Book your free consultation today in Dublin or Gahanna. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a bright, focused foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Don't forget, folks, at this here time tomorrow, we'll have Albert Breer on. Also tomorrow, then after Albert Breer, we'll do our NFL picks and have Your Highness.
Cody, how does this week, without giving us the numbers, how do we shape up?
Carp, you are just making the people money.
Right.
You're on a roll. Tito, a little less than that.
I quit listening because I listened to Your Highness and not that Yahtzee that's on before us here. That anytime, I pick half of them, I listen to what he says and I do the opposite.
Do the opposite of it.
Hold on, I wanted to throw this out here. Since
please.
we're talking about
Yes.
potential coaching candidates, guys moving jobs, I got this email. A guy by the name of Ross Stevens. Odds inside. We get those randomly. There's emails about people promoting stuff all the time. Don't look email. This is from the leading sports book, Bovada. Marcus Freeman has done an outstanding job of bringing back and maintaining the winning legacy at Notre Dame football is known for. This has also put him on the radar for a lot of other coaching opportunities.
No, it hasn't.
He signed an extension, but will he stay in South Bend? Swamp? Happy Valley. Leading sports book Bovada has the odds. University of Florida, plus 850. Penn State, plus 950. Any other college team, plus 1,600. Any NFL team, plus 1,400. Notre Dame. Have any idea what the odds are for them?
I would like to think about minus 10,000.
About halfway there. Minus
Okay.
5,000.
I genuinely believe, and
when I saw that, I was like,
maybe
those odds aren't bad. And then I'm like, oh, Notre Dame minus 5,000?
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe I am dead wrong on this. I would be absolutely shocked if Marcus Freeman's next job was anything other than Ohio State.
I don't even
pains
know.
me to say.
Yeah.
Or the NFL. Like, genuinely,
yes.
I know. Look, I'll be the first person to tell you when that Bruce Feldman tweet, I think it was, or Pete Thamel, one of the two, they tweeted on that Monday, November, whatever, in 2021. Look for LSU to take a run at Brian Kelly. And I was like, Brian Kelly's not going to Baton Rouge. And literally less than 6 hours later, Brian Kelly was the next head coach at LSU.
As you thought that he was already on a plane.
Yeah, so I swing and a miss on that one. I don't understand. I think there's this notion too, and I feel very comfortable saying this because I think it's very true. I think there's still this thought that the Notre Dame job is what it was in 2002.
No, it's a lot better.
And it's so much like we were talking last segment, Carp, about how Urban Meyer had to get It's the best job, better than all the NFL jobs even. We were talking last segment about how Urban had to fight to get assistants paid.
Yeah.
I don't know what Chris
Some of those
Ash's,
same things happened with your boy
Brian Kelly and Charlie Weiss. Yes. I don't think they are even remotely true under Freeman. Not saying he hasn't had to fight for anything, but it's like the stadium just got completely redone in 2017. They had a brand new indoor practice field built, I think 2017 to 2019 range. They're in the process of building, and it'll be done, I think, next summer, give or take, a nearly $200 million football facility. Mm-hmm. I know last year it was like well-known, reported, that both Al Golden and Mike Denbrock were top 5 paid offensive and defensive coordinator. I don't know what Chris Ash is making this year, but I'm guessing he's handsomely paid as well, and I would have to imagine Denbrock's still up there. I don't think Mike Mickens continues to hang around as the defensive backs coach for free.
Well, him and Marcus went to high school together.
True, but I'm joking. That's why he's doing it for $50,000 and just the love of his brother. I feel very comfortable. Like, yes, there's always going to be the aspect that it's a private Catholic school in northern Indiana, but I think even some of the academic stuff, they can get a lot of guys in there that maybe they couldn't have 20 years ago. Yeah. I feel comfortable saying their NIL. Money is in a very good spot. Like, I'm not saying it's the best job in the country. I don't know where it ranks.
It's okay.
But I think it's very, very high on the list, to the point that Freeman would only leave if it was Ohio State for the obvious reasons, or the NFL, once again, for obvious reasons.
And I love joking about that, but I do believe that you're accurate in saying that. The job is it's significantly better than it was in 2005. And a lot of that is
probably
due.
Even 2015, too.
A lot of that is due to Brian Kelly.
100%.
He pushed really hard, and people didn't like it. But then after he left, I think it's wild. They waited till he left and then conceded a lot of it to Marcus.
I heard Pete Sampson, who covers the team for The Athletic, say last week it was not a coincidence that the football facility got approved right after Brian Kelly left, and Pete Sampson called it the most expensive middle finger ever. Yeah. I also think that you have to give Freeman a lot of credit, though, for meeting people in the middle on that. Yeah. And it's it's a lot easier to raise money and maybe let in a guy whose academics aren't quite the standard, and you let a couple guys in each recruiting class, when Freeman meets you in the middle and is just an easy guy to work for, root for, work with. I think Brian Kelly was kind of the opposite of that, and he wasn't always the easiest guy to root for and work with, and so he didn't always rub elbows the way you kind of have to when you have one of these high prestige jobs in college football and just in college athletics in general. So, I mean, the guy, I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but Marcus converted to being Catholic. I don't think that's a guy that's looking for an exit to go to Penn State or Florida.
He's got the best winning percentage of a Notre Dame coach since Ara Parsegan. He's got a higher winning percentage than Holtz, higher winning percentage than Kelly, higher winning percentage than Dan Devine. Freeman does. And I think that also helps, that you've got a chance to be, granted,
and he might just be generally a nicer guy.
Got that going for him as well.
You get more flies, my grandma. You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And I think Marcus may subscribe to that theory of working with people in more of a collaborative sense, so they feel better about doing things instead of beating it over their head with them until they say yes.
And it also gets back to the Kiffin thing we were just talking about. Yeah. He's got Notre Dame rolling right now. Yeah. Recruiting on the field, things are going really well. Even if they continue to stumble this year, and let's say 0-2, obviously they've kind of bounced back from that. Let's say they slip to an 8-4. He wasn't going to get fired. They just played in the national championship game 10 months ago. At Florida, you go 8-4 a couple. Well, true, yeah, fair point. But it's when he's got equity built up at Notre Dame to a level that is completely zeroed out as soon as you leave and go to Florida or Penn State or whatever other job he's going to go to. Nobody cares that Notre Dame played in the national championship game if you're a Gators fan and you made that move.
And you look at the coaching history of Notre Dame. Brian Kelly's the second longest tenure coach they ever had.
Yeah.
12 years. Newt Rockne had 13. No one's had more than 13.
R.I.P.
There's a couple of guys at 11. Rockne had 13. But it wouldn't surprise Freeman wants to get up into that realm. And you're right. As long as they keep rolling like this and being independent, I know there's certain things that work against them, but obviously the positives far outweigh the negatives for them.
It's so little. There is nothing funnier to me, and granted, people on Twitter are dumb and it's not
What's
the
Steve
best
saying?
the best route to
Steve
go.
Kerr.
But like I'll see every now and again, you'll see like a Florida fan or a Penn State fan be like, wow, Notre Dame's independent. Marcus Freeman joined us. He'd be in the Big Ten or SEC. And you're like, what on earth are you talking about? Like, that's the idea that Freeman ever spends more than 2 seconds thinking about something like that.
Right.
I mean, it goes both ways. When you win 10, 11 games, then you don't have to go play in a conference championship game, which could hurt your resume making the playoff. Now, if they went 9-3 and made a conference it's evened out at this point. Notre Dame no longer, I don't think they really benefit, nor do they hurt being independent. I think it's pretty 50-50, and it goes both ways.
And, if Notre Dame wins, right now, if they win 10 games, they're in the playoffs.
Pretty much,
I think every year they're in the playoffs with 10 wins. I think every year they will. Because they will have some tough games on their schedule. I know they get to schedule their own things, but...
they really don't, though. If you like they play 5 ACC games every year.
Right.
Then you got USC and Navy.
Right.
There's 7 games. I know most conferences now are playing 9.
9, yeah.
But it's not like... I mean, you could look at next year's schedule and be like, it's a little weak. You know why it's weak? Because our big non-conference game, air quotes, if you will, is Wisconsin.
Right, at Lambeau, yeah.
When that game was scheduled 9 years ago, you would have thought that would be at least a top 25 matchup.
Yeah.
Even this year, you open up with, I guess Miami is part of the ACC agreement, but part of the weaker schedule this year is a team like USC just apparently is no longer like good anymore. I don't know if they're ever going to be good again, but it's stuff like that where it's like, well, Miami's really good, so is A&M. If USC was USC of the 2000s, nobody would complain about that.
Ryan Day yesterday talked about where he thinks the run game's at right now. Here's Coach Day.
We got to be more consistent in terms of identifying who we're going to and then using the technique to block them. There were some really good runs in the game, but then there was a stretch there in the third quarter where it was like 4 runs that went for nothing. And on a couple of them we didn't identify right, but for the most part it was technique. And we abandoned our technique. That's really what it came down to. I don't think that there was an issue in terms of the running backs not reading the right hole. I think we always want to see the running backs make 4 yards for the team and then make some guys miss down the road and run physical and through contact. Some of that did happen in the game when you watch the film, to be fair. We want to see it every play. What we can have is have guys running free in the backfield, and then we had that a couple times in the game. And that wasn't just one guy, but the guys will get the feedback on their grades and figure out where they need to get better and get the feedback today. But to me, it was more of a technique issue, and maybe it was a lack of focus in that moment. But either way, it's unacceptable.
Before we respond to that, Bob, Ryan Day was also asked if he's ready to make a kind of a hierarchy, I guess, for the roles at running back.
List?
Yes. Here
Rank
we go.
them?
Yes. Power. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, will you give us a power ranking of the running backs room?
What we need here.
Oh, you know what, guys? This would be a great
Start at 5, though.
Let's get a great let's get a great segment. You got any production around this? We get some music going, maybe bet it.
Here's Ryan Day.
I don't think we're in a position where right now, we're going to make, like you said, a hierarchy. I think they all need to learn how to play in different areas and get better and keep growing from there. I don't think we're there right now, as much as I'd like to say we are. But we'll take this bye week to continue to allow them to get better and keep evaluating it on a week-to-week basis. And then you don't know. I mean, maybe some guys start getting hot. That happens sometimes. They get into a rhythm of the game. There really weren't as many carries this past week because we're a little bit more in the RPO world. So some of the runs that were called ended up being throws. So that plays into it. But you also saw early in the season, I think both James and CJ had over 10 carries, in the first game. So each game is a little bit different, and we'll keep evaluating it. But it was certainly a bright spot to see Isaiah with some of the runs that he made. I thought he made guys miss and ran hard.
Bo Jackson clearly earned the trust of the coaching staff based on the volume he gets. He didn't have a great game against Wisconsin. He had 10 carries, 26 yards. We did catch 5 passes out of the backfield. But it feels like if there were a hierarchy, Isaiah West would have jumped up to number 2 now.
It seems like he's moving in that direction.
Yeah.
And he played well. It's like, what do you do with the reps that you're given? And then they also look at, like Ryan made a point to say, there were some guys running around in the backfield. And make no mistake about it, like Wisconsin, I think, like excluding Texas, was probably the best defense they played. And, that comes from, talking to people who have watched all the film and evaluate all of that, of what they thought, especially in the front 7. They don't make mistakes. They don't have busts. They're a good tackling team. They're physical up front. They did some good things. They did some stuff that Ohio State, I think, was prepared for but didn't really execute well up front. And that's some of the stuff that they've got to continue to work on as you listen to Ryan talking about it with some of their techniques and preparation, all of those different things to help put the backs in the best position. But then once the backs are given that, and he said this last year and previous years, if it's blocked for 3, can you get us 5? If it's blocked for 1, can you get us 3? Like, that's the job of the back. Anybody, like, this is Ohio State. We're not getting a running back in here that's going to come through. They don't have me playing running back that just runs in there, runs into a guy, and I get hit at 2 yards and fall forward for 3. Give them a move in the hole. Run through a guy, run around a guy, run over him, whatever you've got to do, but go get 3 or 4 more yards.
Is it important, Bob, to have a hierarchy?
What do you mean?
Is it important? Is it important to establish one guy as the guy, or is it okay just going and playing the hot hand based on the game?
Well, I think playing the hot hand based on the game is fine, but you have to have an idea in your mind of what guys do well, how the reps are going to be dispersed, and then that changes within the game.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to talk to guys and have an understanding of kind of how the rotation's going to work, so there's not any sore feelings or anything like that. But understand too that you're going to just ride. If somebody's playing really well,
right.
I mean, we're going to ride that guy.
I was encouraged by the fact that Bo Jackson had 5 receptions in the game. I think that's a neat little wrinkle that, if the running backs, if they can get him involved that way as well. Like I say, the running, he had 10 carries, 26 yards, but catching the 5 passes certainly makes an impact with that offense. And I'm curious what we're going to see at the Penn State game, because that's one of, you want. I want to see if Isaiah West still gets a lot of play in that one and how they'll attack Jim Knowles.
That's what's interesting. Like, Isaiah West led the team in carries, but it was also never in doubt.
I think West led the team in yards, not carries.
Yes, he was one behind.
Yeah, one behind Bo. He had 9 for 55, right?
Yes, and Bo had 10 for 26.
20,
whatever.
10 for 26, yeah.
But does it still shake like that? I don't know if he's up at the top of it like this.
Right.
But I think they probably have some series designed to get him in there. And then how you do with those. Like, I don't believe, and to give folks that are a little older some reference on this, like, I don't think Maurice Clarett was designed to get as many carries as he did against Texas Tech his first game.
Fair, yeah.
And then when you come out and you're grinding on teams and you watch him turn a 4 or 5 yard gain into like a 17-yard gain,
right?
Like, okay, keep him rolling. Like, let's go. And you're going to spell him some, but like, this guy's, we gave him more and he took it all. So go, you run with it, big dog.
That's a very fair point, Bob. Yeah, you're right. They come into that year, it's Lido Ross and Maurice Hall, right?
Yeah,
Those are the guys.
And I think coming into the game, it's like, all right, it'll probably be a fairly even distribution. Yeah. We're going to maybe go with Maurice first. We'll spell him in the second drive, or if things get going, like whatever. And then all of a sudden, he's ripping off runs. You're like, okay, well, we got to spell him, but when he's ready, he's going back in. We're going to keep riding this guy. And there's certain guys that get better as the game goes on, which that was a Maurice situation. And frankly, I think there's possibility of that with like an Isaiah West, where he's a physical runner. The more you grind on people, that wears him down. Now, he's only a freshman, and so he's obviously just coming off an ACL last year, so there's that element. And then Bo Jackson has probably a little more top-end home run, and we've seen what he can do. But I'm just curious to kind of see how this grows this year, because that's what it is. It's an organic situation where you can't – I don't think Ryan could tell you exactly how it's going to work out. And he's the guy in control, because it's a feel thing as much as anything.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. You're right. How they split things up, and if they, because you're right, West does have that possibility. Clarett came in, and he just from the start, you knew he was different. You know what I mean? For the first time, were you surprised by that or not at all?
No, I mean, I saw it in practice. I saw it in spring ball.
Yeah,
like the year before. It was just. Are you going to play a freshman? The other guys were good. I mean, Lydell Moe and
sure.
Ironically, like they kind of shifted their game to be more like him, which probably was a detriment to them, given like everybody has your own unique skills, and especially at running back, there can be a lot of guys that are good and all look and run differently.
Right.
But I mean, he was a hard worker, but just his physical attributes, his size, his explosion, and then probably the most underrated thing is his vision, ability to find the hole and get to it.
Coming up next, Ohio State got a big-time recruit on the hardwood. We'll talk to Adam Jardy from Columbus Dispatch next.
Get Jarded on.
Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. NFL revenues were at an all-time high in the latest fiscal year, with the league racking up a staggering $23 billion in total revenue. They sent around $416 million to each of the 32 franchises. That's up nearly 9% year over year. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about how the NFL model correlates to local banking.
It's kind of weird to say, but the NFL model is similar to working with your local bank. Just like the NFL returns profits to its teams, by working with a locally owned bank, deposits are returned to that community in the form of business and consumer loans. It's a reinvestment that benefits the area in which we all live.
It is a total win-win for the community, the depositor, and the bank. Stop into our branch and see what a difference we can make together.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Football season's heating up, and so are the deals at Germain Toyota. Right now, drive home a rugged 2025 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% APR for up to 48 months. Or go big with the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, also 2.99 APR for up to 72 months. Built tough, built smart, built for whatever your game day brings. Find your next Toyota at Germain Toyota at the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or start your next adventure online at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota of Columbus. See dealer for details.
Hey Columbus, it's Lorenzo Stiles Jr., Ohio State student athlete. Football runs deep in my family. My dad played here, and now my brother and I are proud to carry on that tradition. At Monogram Homes, family matters too. They treat every homeowner like one of their own, building with care, precision, and pride. Monogram doesn't just build houses, they build homes, crafted just for you. So whether you're starting your first home or designing your dream space, Monogram Homes has got your back every step of the way. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building today. Monogram Homes, a builder you can trust.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. We are back. Bob, before we get to Adam Jardy, I want to tell you about
the gems that I throw out there to Bodie. Let me tell you about this. Too. Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and opportunity to work alongside them as partners?
Yes, I do.
Listen, even though I've won a national championship, played 7 years in the NFL, people keep asking if you're a small business or a large operation, does Riverside Bank, do they have the tools for you? Yes, they do. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals, whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale. Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
On Monday, Bob, this probably flew under your radar. London Johnson, he's a 4-star kid out in high school, basketball player.
Yeah,
announced his commitment to Louisville.
Yeah,
not big news.
Where's he from?
I'm not sure. Well, I'll tell you what happened here now. He was a 4-star recruit who's just spent 3 seasons in the G League, averaging 7.6 points a game.
So he played in the G League
for 3 years,
and now is going back to college.
Now he's going back to Louisville.
It's like Rodney Dangerfield back to school.
Another player last month, Theory Darlin, who'd played in the G League, announced his commitment to Santa Clara.
Because they realize they're going there not getting developed. Because they have, like, me coaching G League teams.
The NCAA.
I think Allen Iverson's coaching a G League team.
Hey.
The NCAA is allowing players to do this now. If they want to go to the G League, play for a couple years, and then go to college, they have eligibility. So,
you can take money. I mean, you can do all the things.
Yeah.
I forget who the snowboarder was for Colorado who was my age. And he went in the Olympics, and then he got some money in the Olympics. They would not let him come back.
Right.
And played college football. I'm like, this is ridiculous because the guy can snowboard. Like, that's insanity.
Yeah, Izzo's pissed about it. He did say, however, you might call Magic Johnson to see if Magic wants to come back and play at Michigan State now, since he's obviously played professional career. It's a possibility, I guess.
Big bad Magic Johnson. Donald Sterling, not a fan.
Not a fan of his. I'll tell you somebody we're a fan of, though. It's the guy you're going to see right now on the screen, Adam Jardy. He covers Ohio State basketball for the Columbus Dispatch. Adam, good morning. It sounds like it was a good day yesterday for Ohio State basketball, right?
Well, hold on. Listen, it's an ice cube.
It's an ice cube.
Today was a good day.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Sorry. Hey, I don't think, by the way, Adam didn't have used his AK yet today, so it was a good day. They picked up a big-time recruit yesterday, right, with Anthony Thompson.
Yeah, it was certainly a big day for Ohio State basketball. Type of recruit they haven't landed, and depending on which recruiting rankings you look at, it's been 10, 15 years. So to land a five-star kid who's an Ohio kid, certainly in this era even, I think it says something about maybe the direction of where things are headed, and certainly the message that Jake Diebler is preaching to recruits, because this is it's a significant commitment.
So I think you said the quiet part out loud right there, and everybody looked at this. You know, he's best player in the state, top tier guy in the Midwest, one of the top guys nationally, but he's an Ohio guy. And when they hired Jake Diebler, one of the things that Ross Bjork touted was his connection within the state, his family's connection, his father, his brother, all of those things, and his ability to recruit and maintain those connections. Like, is this was the reason why he was maintained, correct? He retained, and this was the reason why he was given the head job, correct?
I mean, it's certainly a contributing factor, yeah. I have not yet really found a high school coach in Ohio that doesn't know Jake Diebler. I think that was true before he got the job. I think it's certainly true after. I've written about it. Like, if you go to basketball clinics and you talk to coaches, like, everybody has a Diebler story. So there are significant high-level connections all throughout the state when it comes to Jake Diebler. And you're right, like, that was a part of what made him an attractable candidate to Ross Bjork, that they wanted to keep Ohio kids in Ohio. Now, they've not been perfect on that, and there have been quite a few actually in the last year that have gone elsewhere. But I do think that having a three-man class right now that's number 3 nationally, and those rankings change, and honestly, what does a recruiting ranking mean in the transfer portal era? I think that's a whole other conversation. But you're talking about 3 kids right now that are committed for next year, who are all Ohioans, who are 4 stars and above. So it does remind you a little bit of when Thad really had things rolling, and how many Ohioans were on that roster, and how many kids you got that really had high level ties to the university. It's the first time I've kind of felt like they're starting to get at some of that, because that's 3 really talented kids you've got for next year who are all from Ohio.
He is Adam Jardy, covers Ohio State men's basketball for the Columbus Dispatch. From last year at this time to this year at this time, what's different around this team? Is the vibe different?
Yeah, I'd say so. Bruce Thornton's different. It's been interesting, like interviewing him during the summer and the preseason. And I mean, a guy that we know him as well as we've known anybody in Ohio State basketball for really the last 10 years. I mean, he's been around, he's been high-level contributor for 3 years. Like, that stuff doesn't happen anymore. And so spending time with him this preseason, like, I'd assumed that it would be a case of, like, every waking second would be make the tournament. And obviously that is, like, the goal, and that's what they're all working towards. And some of them couldn't watch the tournament last year because they were so upset about it. But I don't think that, like, there's this prevailing sense of, like, doom pressure, like, hovering over them that I feel like we've seen some of the last couple of years. Like, it does seem like there's a little bit more of a the way Jake Diebler described Bruce Thornton is, like, lighter, but also, like, more intense. And I think that's probably a good way to sum up, like, what I've seen from these guys. They do seem like they don't feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders, but there's a different level of intensity, I feel like, right now, at least from what I've seen, that, like, these guys know what they need to do and they believe that they can do it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. What would you say, we've seen this, and every year it feels like the expectations are about the same, at least nationally, when people rank Ohio State coming out. They're somewhere, in right at fringe top 25, top 5 or 6 in the Big Ten. I mean, are those realistic expectations for the team this year?
Yeah, I think so. And I do think this is a team that, assuming that things, fit the way they look like they're going to fit, I think this is, if you're trying to pick a team that's going to surprise in the Big Ten, I think it's Ohio State. I think that a lot of us, and myself included, are kind of in a little bit of like wait and see mode. Like, the pieces look good, and there's some high level talent on the roster, and they retained like their 3 most important players, and there's a lot of things to really like about the roster. And it makes you feel like, okay, like they got it kind of figured out. It's going to be a successful year, but we've kind of felt like that maybe the last couple of years, and it hasn't quite worked for one reason or another. And certainly this is only year 2 of the Diebler era, so I don't think it's fair to lump him into the last 2 years of the Holtman era. But yeah, you're talking about a team that has all the stuff on paper and does seem to be fitting. And I do think there's a renewed sense of optimism that like they've got it right this time. They feel more confident. It does seem like the pieces fit. And I just think we know more about this team. I think that's probably the biggest thing. When you look at the last couple of years and how they've struggled, you spent most of the summer and the fall talking about you need this guy to step up, and you need these guys to, grow into these roles. And by Big Ten play, they know who they have, and they know who they have like from day one. And they're not leaning on guys to show growth throughout the season in order to get where they want to be. So you want to get better as the year goes on, but I think there's more known commodities about this team that I think sets them up to be in a better position and be, like I said, a surprise team in the Big Ten. This very well could be a top 5 Big Ten team.
Adam, based on the talent, the people they have in there now, the changes they made as far as the roster goes and the turnover in that, is it going to change the way they do things offensively and defensively?
Well, they're certainly planning on that, yes. And again, like that's one of those like file it under. We all kind of want to see it, I think, before we fully believe that that's how things are going to work. But I can tell you, I mean, every conversation I've had with Jake Diebler since the start of the summer has started with, man, our offense is going to be really good. Like, you're going to be surprised. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different, and I don't know. I'm very interested to see like how schematically, how different they might look. But I just think like they have better pieces that can do more things, which should make the offense flow better. I mean, raise your hand if you're sick of seeing Bruce Thornton dribble the air out of the ball, like waiting for someone to make a play or make a cut. Like, that's been so much of what we've watched the last couple of years. And it doesn't sound like that's going to happen much this year. I know Big Ten teams will muck things up here and there, and it's going to get tough at times, but like they really believe they've got guys who can spread the floor, who can space things out, can distribute the ball, can move, that there will just be a much higher or a much better flowing offense than what we've seen. And from my understanding, that was borne out when they scrimmaged Tennessee this weekend in the secret scrimmage that they had. Yeah, I know.
Did you sneak in there? I mean, did you put on a disguise or like hide behind the bleachers somewhere?
One of these years, I'm going to be in the last row of one of these arenas just with my binoculars, hoping that no one catches me.
Have they talked about, like, with just how much everything has changed in college athletics, that we could just do? Why the hell? Let's monetize it. Let's throw some fans in there and like let's watch these things.
Well, it's funny because actually, like, they have changed, and that's why when they scrimmage OU this weekend, like, we'll all be. You can buy a ticket and go watch it.
Nice.
Like, that did not used to be the case. If you were going to play a D1 team in the preseason, it had to be a closed scrimmage. And so there has been change. There has been, a nice change toward transparency in that regard. And I'm excited about that. Sometimes coaches just want to work on stuff where people aren't watching.
Yeah.
And the final score ultimately doesn't really matter. I mean, you want to win, but like they were working on a whole bunch of different things. But one of the things that I did here was all summer, all fall, this team has had a significantly high assist rate. And you look back at the last couple of years, they have not done that. They haven't shared the ball, put guys in position where one dribble they're going to score. Like, it's been rough. But that has been significantly better this offseason. And I heard that it was above 50% assist rate against Tennessee, which top 5 defense nationally the last 5 years, projected to be there again. So I think the offense, I'm buying into that at this point. It's going to be legit. I'm curious about the defense. I have some questions at that end. Maybe this is a team that has to win games 85-80, which would also be fun. I think we'd probably like to see some of those from time to time, but we'll see defensively. I think they have more size. I think that'll help. But but I think I have more questions about this team's defense than its offense at this point.
With the backcourt now, you've got a couple of guys that play a lot with Mobley and Thornton that are a bit undersized. Is that going to present some limitations for this team, or how are they going to? And I know you don't let you got Cup on the bench for the kid from Indiana. Is that going to present challenges for Ohio State?
I mean, I think that's part of why you're going to see a healthy dose of Devin Royal at the 3, because I think having Devin at the 3 and then either Brandon Knoll or Amari Bynum at the 4 and then Christoph Tilley at the 5, like. That lets you play 2 guards that are 6'2", 6'1" in the Big Ten. I do think that Bruce and Junie being that size and Gabe Cupps also being that same size, it makes it hard for me to imagine how much they can play those 3 together. I'm sure there will be situations, but I think you put yourself in certainly a physical disadvantage playing 3 guards that are all 6'2". And I do think that's why like a Tayson Chapman, who missed all last year with the torn ACL, but he's 6'4". Just by size alone, I think there's a chance for him to be, a contributor on this roster, because they don't have another true guard necessarily like his size. The other wrinkle in that could be the kid that they got from overseas, Matthew Grujicic, who I'm still working on the last name there, but prolific scorer in Europe, played for Germany's U18 team this summer in the FIBA Eurobasket tournament and led the tournament in scoring. He's got a Big Ten body. He's 6'6", 205. He's a guard / wing. So maybe he contributes there as well if he kind of catches up to the speed of things and the physicality. But yeah, with Bruce and Junie's size, it does put you at a little bit of a physical disadvantage when you go against some of these other Big Ten teams.
I completely get that. One of the things they did this year, Adam, when they brought in guys, I mean, it wasn't bringing in the prospective cast-off 5-star who maybe was high on talent, low on production. It seemed like this year proven commodities were going to win out regardless of where they were at. I mean, do they still feel good about that? And is that what you think has led to kind of this cohesion a little earlier than maybe last season?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I think you're talking not just like guys who are better fits and guys who have been around a little bit, but guys who have played a lot of basketball. I mean, Brandon Knoll from Wright State is in his 6th year of college basketball. He had a medical redshirt year, a traditional redshirt year, played 3 years. Now this is his 6th year. Like, you have some guys who have seen a lot, have been in a lot of locker rooms, and know what it takes. I think that's probably, it's hard to understate to me, like how different that feels than last year, where, we were talking in the preseason, like, what do Sean Stewart and Aaron Bradshaw look like playing 25 minutes a game compared to playing 6 minutes a game like they did last year? Like, what kind of jump can they make? Well, Brandon Knoll started every game for the last 3 years. Christoph Tilley has played essentially every game for the last 3 years at Santa Clara. Like, they have pieces that have played consistent high-level minutes, and more about what these guys can do. I think that's why they were really they really targeted specific guys in the portal. I mean, they certainly kicked the tires on a lot of different names, but like, they didn't waste any time when it came to those guys. They really think that all the experience that they bring should allow them to contribute in a way that last year's 5-star guys couldn't contribute because they were still largely untested and then really struggled as the year went on. That was really, it did not work out for anybody last year in that regard.
All this talk about the Buckeyes making it back to the NCAA tournament, they need to. Look, I want the Buckeyes there too. Really, I want Jardy there. I want Jardy to be able to go out and travel. It's been a few years. Get him out like maybe a San Diego or Philly kind of thing where I've seen Lenardi placing Ohio State in his very early bracketology. Let's get Jardy to the NCAA tournament.
I will say it is my favorite thing to cover.
Yeah.
There's nothing better and I've got to see some amazing things. I've covered World Cup qualifiers and national championship games in football, and I've covered some amazing things. I've been very, very lucky in my career, but there is nothing like being in the arena for the NCAA tournament, especially that first weekend. There's games all day. You're running around everywhere. You're trying to get a story done, and like Duke's trying to hang on the TV in the other room, and you're watching. It's the best. It is the absolute best. I love it so much, and yeah, selfishly, I would like to cover the tournament again. So that would be a fun way to cap this season.
Adam, where can people find you on Twitter?
I'd rather they didn't, but
okay.
They can find me at Adam Jardy on Twitter, as long as they're not yelling at me.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got to yell at you. That's going to happen. Thanks for the time, buddy. We appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
That was Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch, doing his thing like he always does when it comes to men's college basketball with Ohio State. Coming up next, we'll tell you what's got us juice. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Yes, as Zoo Review says in the chat, like and subscribe to Morning Juice. Appreciate that. All the chatters. It's been great again today. It has now been...
All of them.
Yes, all of them. It's now been, 2 days since we've had to silence
I think it's been even longer than that. Yeah, I think he, because we didn't do it yesterday. We haven't done it today, and I wasn't here Monday, so.
Yeah. And we didn't do it Monday.
Make it a week.
Do it. Yeah, we're going to do it Monday, but we're not doing it, though. All right, let's tell people what's got us excited. Maybe it's not let me play it here, Bodie. I'm getting an error message.
Okay. I will say my computer over here on my side of things has reset.
Okay, give me a second. No, I'm going to get it here. Let's just pontificate about something else for a moment here.
It says you're 30% there.
Oh, really? You're 30% there? Let me see. This
Allen
usually works.
said I'm getting there.
Let me try
Please
here.
keep your computer on.
I am.
That's key.
Still
you
not
want to
doing
do
it.
that for
That's not doing it for
the
Okay.
uploads and the
now it
refresh.
went black, so
It's coming back.
it's coming back.
We got a shot
Pump
here.
to the beat of staying alive.
Says no, someone.
Multiply by.
How many times is that in an hour?
Right, yeah. Let me try. You going to try?
Reloading. I'm not going to try anything until it honestly is.
I'm going to do it again here.
I'm guessing it's not going to work.
Well, here's what else has got me juiced. I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, go for it.
Of the gentleman from Colorado who was in my draft class, by the way. The fact that the guy's name from Colorado was Jeremy Bloom. He played with Joel Klatt.
Yes.
The great Jerry Emig sent me a text reminding me of that.
Nice.
And I go, that's why you're the best. And he said, I'm just older. I'm like, but he was in my draft class. It wasn't like it was before me or
Yeah.
whatever. Like Joel, those guys are all my age, so I should remember that. I could not remember old Jeremy Bloom with everything that he had going there. So great to see that, or to have Jerry help remind me of that, since I could not remember it myself, which, I mean, that's kind of where I'm getting to in this life now, where I can only remember some things and certain things all the time. I found this yesterday. I know I sent something to you about getting juice. Baseball Bob wants to bring this to the forefront. You've heard of Don Mattingly, right? Thitoff.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
He was a guy who played and then managed, correct?
I know. He was a great player.
Great manager. They canned him with the Dodgers.
Yes.
Don Mattingly has been in the Major League for over 40 years. Player won an MVP, batting titles, 6 All-Star appearances. Also coached for over 20 years, won 3 NLS titles with managing the Dodgers until 2020. Manager of the year with the in 2016, whatever. Manager of the year with the Marlins in 2020. But what was that? It was manager of the Dodgers from 11 to 15 and won it with the Marlins in 2020. But through all that, you realize he's never made the World Series.
I saw it the other
40
day. 40
years.
Yeah.
All that he was with the Yankees, the Dodgers. It wasn't like he's like schlepping around with the Royals and the Brewers. This wasn't it. Mattingly's playing career spent 14 seasons, all of them with the Yankees. How he missed that during his tenure is amazing. Made the playoffs only one time.
Right.
Jeez. Mattingly returned as the hitting coach from 04 to 07, then joined the Dodgers in 08 as their hitting coach. Don stayed in LA as their hitting coach till 11. Became manager. 2016, he was hired by the Marlins, where he coached through 2022. Despite all of those stops, he's never reached the World Series. A couple of years ago, after they canned him in Florida, was hired by Toronto. For the past 3 seasons, he served as the bench coach for Blue Jays manager John Schneider, his right-hand man. He's been part of over 4,000 Major League Baseball games. And you know what Friday will be? His first World Series game. So I cannot imagine the emotion that he will be experiencing of having done this the entirety of his life.
Yeah.
Guy who's got to be around 60 years old now. 40 years, I'm guessing he came in around when he was 20-ish. And 4,000 games later, finally sitting there to get to be a bench coach with the Blue Jays, going against a team that fired him with the Dodgers, who have the largest payroll in baseball, who they said they've already made back the $700 million that they spent on Shohei based upon all of their apparel and foreign rights deals and everything else. So as we're like, why would they pay that? They're not idiots. They're not idiots. We're going to the World Series, and we've already made all our money back. Double bingo, double rainbow. We've got that going. So that's got me juiced in a big way for Don Mattingly. Improvement week for Ohio State. I was out there walking around at practice. I'm like, man, it's a heck of a day. Might be the last day we have like this for quite some time. Started getting chilly last night. And then this morning when I woke up to drive my son to school, which actually had him drive me to lifting, and then we changed this morning. So it took a little bit longer to get there. Like, watch out for those parked cars, buddy, and the joggers. They're out there ready to go. Michael hit a speed bump on the highway yesterday. I wonder how many other people he said. But we made it to school.
Michael, how were you able to be on the scene so quickly?
I was in the car. Who was driving?
Did we get it fixed over there?
Yep, should be ready to
roll.
roll.
All right, so give me one more second with this, because I'm walking out. I'm like, hey, buddy, what's the temperature like today? He goes, it's cold. I'm like, maybe one. He's like, I'm getting a coat. I'm like, yeah, it's 40-some degrees, a little chilly. So I had that going. Enjoy it. I'm looking ahead to like trick or treat, hoping that it's going to be, it can be chilly. I just don't want it to be like rainy and awful. I think which most people are going to have it next Thursday since it falls on Friday. Should be pretty good, hopefully. This weekend will be cool but dry, so that'll be fun. And then I ran into this little nugget about Mr. David Goggins. Let's hit this one up, bro.
What if you can't run? Give a fuck. It was never about running. Why do you think I run? It's the one thing I hate the most to do, and I do it like I love it. 2 heart surgeries, multiple knee surgeries, and after every knee surgery, they say you're not gonna run again. And I'm fine with that.
Bruise on the knee. Long way from the heart. Heart surgery? Well, that is the heart.
That is the heart.
Bringing it back. And that's going to be you with Schleichs Thitoff, and I can't wait. What does he have to say?
I used to get kicked out of practice
I
for
know.
that to me. Get this guy out of here. I'm like, fine, I'm going to go eat a cheeseburger and lift some weights. Go to Roosters, get some wings and dip them in ranch, some Bud Heavy, get some heavy doses of iron. I'll be back. I'll be 260. See you guys.
What's got me juiced is the computer's back on, so we can play this and hit our sponsor.
What's juiced?
Sponsored by
Turned off the wrong
Billiards
button.
Plus.
Allegedly.
Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, guys, Wednesday, Coaster Bob Day. Sort of like a Thursday for me, I think. So I'll be off tomorrow, back on Friday, though. Pretty juiced, less out of juice to miss your highness, but got to get some of these PTO days in.
You know
so
what?
I'll be there.
I'll hang
in
up
spirit.
and listen.
I'll be there in spirit tomorrow morning for sure with our boy. Probably tune in at some point, even if I'm not awake. I'll catch the replay, make sure, just get the picks from Mr. Good Morning himself. What also has me juiced, Bobby, I know you'd be happy about this. I know you're out on Friday, so I was taking a peek ahead to some of Friday's Today in History. Saw this little nugget. In 1997, the American sportscaster Marv Albert received a 12-month suspension after he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault and battery charges. What were you doing in that hotel room, Mr. Marv?
Love
A stiletto spike in the back's a long way from the heart.
Def Leppard sang a song about that. Love bites.
Have me juiced is the Celtics season opener tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers. What does not have me juiced is this tweet from the Celtics Twitter account yesterday at 4:49 p.m. Injury report for tomorrow against Philadelphia. Jaylen Brown, left hamstring strain questionable. Jason Tatum, right Achilles repair, out.
Right,
Other than that,
repair.
other than those two guys not playing, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Pretty healthy.
Exactly, yeah. What else has me juiced? Cannot say this enough. I probably should, frankly, just do it every day. Maybe we'll add it to the Schleichs Bite. Just to thank you to Ben and Tyler. This is not knocking, pounding on wood. Day 4 in a row, if we can get through 5 more minutes,
Here we
that
go.
we're crash-free.
Here we go.
I can't tell you how good it feels just to know at 6 o'clock that sucker's going to fire. It's going to take us in and out of break correctly. When we had Jardy pop on that last segment, all I got to do is just press this little button right here, and his beautiful face popped up, and I didn't have to click on a bunch of things and drag and drop back and forth. So huge thank you to Ben and Tyler for getting that all squared away. That all has me juiced. Juiced. Tito, what's got you juiced, sir?
First, I wanted to say, Bobby, that I know Jerry texted you the information about Jerry Bloomwood, our good friend in the chat, Hall of Famer, Jeff Rimmer's middle half, had it first. It's just I know you don't always, the phone.
I wasn't looking at the chat
I know, I
today.
understand, yeah. So you didn't slight him, but yes, he did have it first on that one. What's got me juiced? Well, the weather, certainly. I do love this weather.
It's good. As long as it's not like crazy windy, I'm a fan.
It is so weird not having an Ohio State game again this week. I'm okay with the double bye. Obviously the way the schedule works,
Double rainbow.
It had to
Here's
play
the
out
thing.
that way.
It's fine. They probably need a little one. I mean, you got some guys that are beat up. And with how the schedule was supposed to work, I thought it was going to be great because Penn State was supposed to be tremendous. Still at big noon, by the way.
How about a 17.5-point spread on that one?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you this. As I talked to, and we'll talk about this next week, but just to give you a little teaser out there.
Make a tease. Horizontal.
Like I said, Ryan probably wasn't going to try to see if he could score 60 against Wisconsin.
Yeah. Respect for Luke Fickle and whatnot.
This week, I mean, there may be an attempt to, just show that Ohio State is the place to be. And we'll just leave it at that.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. You're right. That's what we'll talk about. We'll lean into that heavy next week. But I'm excited because I feel like, although I would not put Ryan Day and Matt Patricia and Brian Hartline in the category of petty, but I hope they're a little bit petty next week.
They're the heartbreakers, though.
Okay, you're right. That's fine. Yes, but I hope though that they will.
I don't like Matt Patricia thing, but it's like, hey, I think to prove that maybe we're doing all right here. And by the way, most of the coordinators at Ohio State are going to be good because you just got pretty good players. Like that doesn't hurt as well.
When Ohio State got rolled by Penn State in the early years of Penn State in the Big Ten. I think it was like 63-14.
It was 94. There was the Black Sox game. Luke Fickle will never allow me to forget that because one day we asked to wear black socks and he goes, never again. Hashtag never forget. And he was like 63 to whatever.
I think it was 63-14.
Yeah, it was a beat down.
John
Carter, they came in here. And
Joe Juravicious, maybe?
Joe Juravicious, Kyle Brady. Because it wasn't our field. It was everybody's field. Everybody on their team.
I remember that game. It was 60-14 in State College. It was number
94?
1. Yeah, number 1 Penn State against.
It was burned in my soul.
Number 1 Penn State against number 21 Ohio State.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were bad, but they looked bad.
It was played on October 29th, 1994.
They've always played that game. This is why I'm so mad at the Penn State brass and probably James Franklin for driving it, where that game has always been around Halloween and it's always been awesome. For 30 years, we talk about tradition.
Yes.
I understand it's not like Michigan 100, but 30 years of pretty good games of a lot of ranked on ranked. Some beat downs, but a lot of stuff that's been close. And now, poof, David Copperfield is gone.
But it's okay.
It's okay. Not okay.
I think it's okay, Bob. I don't.
Under the moniker of saying we're unrivaled, it's not like, hey, we've got this other huge rivalry with some team that I get. All right, you guys have Michigan of this. Ohio State's one. We'll play both you and Michigan every year.
Yeah.
You remember Bodie and the Catholics versus convicts thing on 30 for 30 when Holt said, if we're going to fight, you're going to fight them.
We're going to fight. We're going to fight him. Save
Jimmy Johnson for me. Yeah. And I hope that
people keep asking Jimmy.
His
extends really work.
I just hope that they do that one for Cooper. That they go out. I hope they get to 63-4, 62.
Kind of like Pat Bolin, like Ryan might go out after they win the Super Bowl. This one's for John.
Right, exactly. Do that. But I'm telling you, Bob, honestly, the best thing would be if Ohio State said 62-14, it scores a touchdown and goes for 2 to make it 64-14. That would be. Ask Ryan Day. Someone will ask him. Tim May will probably be like, hey, why'd you go for 2 right there?
One more quickie.
Couldn't go for 3.
One more quickie.
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you to the Juicers for tuning in. Don't forget tomorrow, folks, Albert Breer, your highness. Big Mo back because Bodie's a quitter, but he'll be back on Friday. Thanks so much. We'll talk again tomorrow. Morning Juice.